Everything is inspired by the teachings of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder and Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today we like to talk about transforming your troubles. We all go through low points in life, things that we don't understand. We have a setback in our finances, a challenge in our health. We have a pandemic coming along, a relationship that didn't make it. When we're in the valley, so to speak, it's easy to get discouraged and to think it's always going to be this way. It's never going to improve. But the scripture says that Krishna, which is our name for God, He will transform your valley of trouble to a pathway of hope. You may be in a valley right now of pandemic, a valley of loneliness, a valley of debt. You don't see any way out. It looks permanent. But the reason that you're here this afternoon is that Krishna wants to say to you that He's about to transform that valley into a pathway of hope, a pathway of increase, a pathway of favor. In fact, that valley is going to lead you to new levels, better relationships, greater influence. The medical report may not look good. You're in a valley of sickness. But for honoring Krishna by chanting His holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He's about to transform that valley of sickness into a pathway of healing, a pathway of wholeness. Don't let the valley fool you. Krishna or God has the final say. Nothing can snatch a devotee out of the Lord's hands. Maybe you're in a valley in your finances. Your business is slow. You lost the contract. You got laid off during the pandemic. That valley is not the end. It's about to be transformed into a valley of blessing, a valley of favor, a pathway of overflow. Krishna is going to open new doors. He's going to cause opportunities to search you out. Maybe you've struggled with an addiction for a long time. You've accepted that you'll always be in that valley. Your relatives lived in that valley. They all struggle with the same addictions. No, this is a new day. Learn to keep the Lord first place, and the Lord is going to do a new thing in your life. You're going to break new ground that none of your forebears ever were able to break. Krishna's got things happening for you that you couldn't make happen on your own. The valley is not your destiny. The loneliness, the addiction, the anxiety, the lack is not going to hinder you your whole life. Why? Because you were created by the Almighty to be free, to be happy, to live an abundant, fulfilled life of divine service. Our suggestion is that instead of complaining about the valley, instead of being discouraged over what you're going through, all through the day, turn it around and say, Krishna, thank you that this valley is only temporary. I believe what you promised. I believe that you're going to transform this valley into a pathway of hope, of blessing, a pathway of victory. This valley is leading me to an awesome future of love and of service. And the truth is, you can't reach your destiny without going through valleys. They're strategic. When you're on top of a mountain, the only way to go to a higher mountain is to come down that mountain through the valley, and then and only then can you begin to scale a bigger mountain. Krishna or God allows valleys in our lives not to hold us back, but to take us higher, to promote us. Are you discouraged about something that Krishna or God is actually using to take you to a new level? Are you frustrated, thinking that that valley is permanent? Have a new perspective. It's not there to stop you. It's there to promote you. And what you're up against, granted, it may be bigger. You may feel outnumbered. You don't have the resources. On your own, you can't get out of that valley. Well, here's the good news. You're not on your own. The Most High God is right there with you. He knows how to turn that battlefield into a blessing field, that valley of trouble into a pathway of victory. When you're in the valley, you're going to hear the enemy's threats, trying to intimidate you, disorient you, overwhelm you. You'll never get out of that problem. It's too big. You'll never get well. You saw the report. Your child will never get back on course. Those are just lies. Don't believe them. Don't live submerged in fear, worried. Learn to talk back to the enemy. What you're saying in the valley is going to have a great impact on whether you ever get out of the valley. Don't say the enemy is too big, we don't have a chance, we'll never defeat them. When you talk defeat like that, you're inviting defeat. When you talk sickness, you're inviting sickness. When you say, I'll never get out of the problem, that's going to keep you stuck right where you are. Our suggestion is that instead of agreeing with the enemy, start declaring what Krishna says about you. When the enemy shouts, you'll never get well, do like the heroes of faith have always done. I will live and not die. Krishna will fulfill the length of his devotees' days. When it says you'll never get out of debt, this valley of lack, this valley of struggle, this valley of never having enough, it's permanent. No. Declare that Krishna is going to open the windows of heaven, pouring out blessings too many to contain. It's so important what you're saying in the valley. It's going to be transformed into a pathway of hope. So you have to speak words of life, words of faith, words of victory. When others